Welcome into this edition of Red Devil Roundup. I'm Jared Revlett, Public Information Officer for Owensboro Public Schools, and I'm joined now by Cody Russelburg, the head coach of the boys tennis team over at Owensboro High School. And Cody, thanks for joining us here this
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Well, you wrapped up the year last year and had some success last season, but talk about the end of the year last year and how things wrapped up and how you're going to be getting ready here this offseason.
Well, we were pretty happy with the way things worked out last year. We ended up finishing third in our region, and that was exciting for us. We'd like to finish better, but that was one of our goals at the beginning of the year was finishing top three. We were like a point away from finishing regional runner-up, and 2 years ago we did finish regional runner-up. So we've had a lot of success the last couple of years with a pretty young team. To be honest with you, I only graduated two seniors last year, and we've got everybody else coming back, and so we've got barely any seniors this year that I can think of. We might get some new players out, but most of the core of our team are juniors or younger than that, and so it's really been exciting to watch them, grow, and really been exciting to watch them improve over the years because I've had them with me now for anywhere from 2 to 4 years, and they've really made some big steps, and it's really shown on the court. So.
Well, talk a little bit about you mentioned some of those young guys that have been with you for some even longer than 4 years. Mm-hmm. About those guys that you get at a younger age that get that high school experience and how that builds up over the years.
Yeah, when I first started coaching, that was 8 years ago now. The youngest player I ever got for some reason was a freshman. That was the first time they picked up the racket, and so we had to make up a lot of ground in that time, and we always finished sort of middle of the pack in the region, but. To have a group of guys that stay with me for more than a couple of years, and sometimes even beyond 4 years now, we're getting them younger in middle school, and a lot of these guys have experience. It makes it a lot easier on a coach that I don't have to go back every now and again and teach all the time and teach the basics, and they know what to expect out of me, and they know what's expected out of them, and so I think that's kind of a testament to our success as well, is the fact that we've had a core group that's been able to stay together and have a good time and get better at the same time. So it's always nice. Yeah.
Well, tennis has always been a strong part of our community as a whole. And so you've got 4 high schools here in the district that makes it a tough district as well.
Yes.
So, you got these kids from around the community that have all kind of played together, grown up together. Right. But, now they're competing against each other, and that can make for a very tough district.
Yeah, it is. It's an interesting dynamic because the tennis community they're really close in Owensboro. And it's just funny because they'll practice with one another. We've got several players that in their off time will go hit with somebody from Catholic or somebody from Apollo or Davis County even, and then when it comes time to face off, it's like it's a totally different person. They want to win, and so I like that about tennis though, that you can show that sort of respect for one another. And our kids, better than most, I think, are really good about respecting their opponent and representing the high school really well, and that's one thing I think we kind of pride ourselves on in the city. So.
Well, you talked about last season finishing third in the region, and when you get that third place finish, you're so close there at first, and that kind of provides some fuel for the offseason. So talk a little bit about the offseason program and what the kids are doing to get ready for this year.
Sure, we have taken a few extra steps to try to get us over the hump, so to speak, but in the offseason, starting in about November or a little bit even before that, we always have an open court practice. We do that about once a week. Over at Center Court. It's our indoor facility here in Owensboro, and we're lucky because as it's cold in the winter, you obviously can't play outdoors, and so we're lucky to have that facility, and so the school provides that, and anybody that's interested can come out, and we can work on technique, we can work on some basics to try to improve in the off season. And we've also taken a lot of steps to I've been a little bit more aggressive about putting our guys with instructors in the community to help them kind of take their game to the next level. These are guys that can really watch them and see where they need improvements, and that self-assessment is always really important in getting better at any sport, but especially at tennis. So.
Well, we know the off season is long, and you can get kind of the focus away from tennis for a while, and that allows the kids to do some work in the classroom in the off season.
Sure.
Talk a little bit about the success that you guys are having in the classroom when they're not on the court.
I've been really lucky to have some kids that are really focused students as well, and that's something that we pride ourselves on too. At the end of the year, we always do a banquet where we give away certificates for first team academic All-American or second team, and you have to have a certain GPA to be recognized by the KHSA for your academic accomplishments. And I can't even, in the past 3 or 4 years, I can't think of a team that I had where not every single player that I had on the team got one of those certificates. So you're looking at a 3.2 GPA or higher. And so I'm really lucky to have dedicated students as well. They know how important that hard work is in the classroom also. So,
well, tennis is an individual sport, but it's also a team sport. So talk a little bit about the balance of the guys that go out and they're competing as individuals, but then it's also that team aspect.
I tell you what, it's an interesting dynamic because myself, I played tennis in high school, but I also played team sports, and it's not really considered a team sport, but it's been turned into one, right? And that being said, it's an interesting dynamic with kids that have grown up only playing tennis their whole life. But I do think it's been really good for our team to learn to trust one another. Even though you're going out there and competing on your own, as a coach, depending on who I play you with in doubles or where I play you in our lineup 1 through 6, it could mean the difference, the betterment for the team. And so sometimes, our players are called upon to make sacrifices for the team to get the team win. And our players really do care about that team win. There's some players in the community, and there's some tennis players that wouldn't even care what the final score was between Owensboro and Davis County, right? But that's not our players. They might lose their match, but at the end of the day, they want to know, hey, what was the score? Are we going to win this one? They have a lot of pride in that aspect as well. So that's nice.
It's a lot of fun with these guys getting geared up for the season. But what are some of your goals this year for your team as they move into the new season?
Every year I just have a goal of just to get better. You almost have to. We've got a really strong region, and I want to set realistic goals. And a realistic goal for us for a team is to finish runner-up in the region. But also individually, I have goals for each one of my players, and all of those are based upon just improvement upon where we were last year. And some of those goals are related to the skills of tennis. Like a more consistent backhand or something, but mostly it's character based. I have a lot of kids that struggle with the mental part of the game, and some that are really good at the mental part of the game and the respect and controlling your anger and things like that. And I just really like that part of tennis that it teaches you to do that, and so I try to put a lot of focus on that character aspect also.
All right, well, first part of the season coming up in just a few weeks.
Yeah, so practice starts February 15th officially, and then our first match is March 8th. So we've got a little bit of time here before the first match and a little bit of preparation to do still. But yeah, it's right around the corner. So
just about a month away.
That's right.
We'll be here soon.
Yep.
Well, Cody, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.